Okay, well, there's no one in the world more breathtaking than Sir Keanu Reeves himself. And Keanu's had a very storied movie career, and it all started back in the day. Well, I remember Speed movies, or the first movie, just this breathtaking gentleman who's saving the fucking day. And it wasn't long before then we got an absolute masterpiece. That is the original Matrix movie, an absolutely trippy fucking dark sci-fi adventure that was really like not like any other movie we had ever fucking seen before, and it was so trippy at the time. I'll never forget the first summer of the Matrix. It was really something. And it can be argued that the original Matrix is kind of like real life itself. I mean, doesn't I bet you a lot of people just feel that you're just stuck in this fucking simulation. And I mean, it's just the reality of life where we're kind of stuck in this cyber world, and it's not any more relevant than it is today in the era of smartphones, where people spend most of their life sitting staring at a little fucking glass screen. And you know what? Like it is a good movie. The original Matrix, I have always felt it's in 9.5 territory. It's a great movie. It's super cool, but its dark grittiness and just out there concepts leave you feeling a little different, feeling a little more enlightened in the world of the Matrix. And I could go on and on and on about the great things that the original Matrix have, not only ushering in the world of intense bullet times where we got games like Max Payne, and there was all sorts of plays on Matrix type worlds with their intense gun battles. But you know, the Matrix will hold up, and it still holds up today. And although gaming has been really overshadowed in the worlds of the Matrix, we still got a fairly solid three movies. I mean, the third one is not the greatest, but I mean, overall, Matrix always felt to me as more of a cinematic type world. Both of the other movies are serviceable enough. I personally really like the second movie, but the first Matrix is like pretty much a national treasure. It's something we're gonna have forever. So you knew it was only a matter of fucking time before they came out with a fucking uh, fourth movie. And when I remember, I'll never forget when I saw the notification, watched the trailer for the first movie, and I was like, this looks kind of interesting, but why? Like, what the fuck? And because my apathy had set in, I basically didn't watch the fourth Matrix despite being a diehard fan. And it turns out that my concerns were muchly warranted as I finally watched the Matrix 4 Resurrections, and oh boy, did they ever fucking resurrect this shit. And definitely not in the ways of intended, because it's nothing like the first movie, despite constantly flashing clips from the first movie. It's just a goofy movie. And I don't know how to describe it, other than it's kind of hilarious. If you watch it as a so bad it's good movie, it's actually good. And how could you hate Keanu Reeves? I mean, he's just so lovely. Every moment Keanu's on screen is truly wonderful. And that makes it a good movie, just to see Keanu doing Matrix things. But when we dissect the movie itself, it's actually a really fucking stupid movie, and it's so cringe at some points. Keanu, of course, starts off as playing this kind of game developer, right? And it's mirroring Matrix, like the first Matrix. He created the Matrix. He's his video game, and right from the bat, it just felt very silly. So silly. From the Morpheus but not Morpheus to the Smith but not Smith, it just member berries the shit out of you, and it just constantly barrages you with shit that makes you roll your eyes, like the Trinity love romance, which is so corny at the end when they go and fly off together. But you know what? It really is a thing. You gotta watch this movie as if it's a good movie because it's so stupid, and it becomes a good movie. And is it ever woke too? And now I have nothing against that. There wasn't a problem in the first movie that there was an actually very diverse cast and an incredible performance by Sir Lawrence Fishburne and many other actors too. The first movie was good. But I mean, in this, they just like, they got the colored hair, they got every single type of woke entry, and Keanu suspiciously sticks out because he's a very essential part of the movie. So I mean, when people saw this in theaters and I saw the announcement for it, you just kind of knew that they were going to do what they did here. And it's like it's not that surprising that they kind of messed it up, so to speak. I mean, it's not totally messed up. It's just a very wonky movie, and Neil Patrick Harris being in it is kind of hilarious too because you just can't take him serious, but he's such a serious character. Like he's Neil Patrick Harris is supposed to be this fucking grand overseer or whatever. Like, it just totally lost me. I had no idea what the fuck is going on. But they put Neo back in the bubble. He pops out again, and it's just so hardcore on the member berries. Now, I will have to say that at first I was pretty open to the pet machines that they had and the nice little city because it was really cool looking CGI, a lot of CGI in this movie, but dear God, did they ever ruin it because it becomes so boring by the end that you're learning about this prophecy of this old black woman elder and like you're just like what. I get that these movies are supposed to be deep and dark and thoughtful, but they make it so hard and convoluted that it's just stupid and it doesn't make any sense, and it's almost like they purposely tried to make it bad. It's hilarious. It's proof that you can't really make this. Like, I mean, they could have gone at this 100 different angles and ways. They played it very safe at times, but at the other times they took risks that were unbelievably unnecessary. And at the end, in the third act, the movie is just an utter shit fest. I mean, Neo's doing fucking Kamehamehas, he's doing flips over around, Trinity and him fly off together. It's so stupid. And then then they have like they use like turn people into like matrix bombs. I was like, what the fuck? But you know what? Like this movie kind of had to be made. This Matrix has reached the point that many franchises that were cult hits do is that they revive it and it's just like you can't capture the magic back. And I think that the next one or two after this could be a little bit because they're still gonna bank on this. I mean, this movie basically broke even by my research, but at the same time, Keanu is like, I mean, how can you not watch Keanu? He would be good in a shitty movie, and that's why he's good in this movie. It's like the very first scene when they show Keanu, it's like Jesus appeared, and they show him in like a kind of like just flashing way. It's just like this is Keanu the movie, not Matrix the fourth. So yeah, I kind of get a little secondhand embarrassment from this show because, like, I mean, The Matrix 4 is a kind of a good movie. I mean, it's a fine enough movie, but you have to watch it. As soon as I stopped kind of being like, oh, what? Especially at the game development thing off the start, which is not a bad idea. It's kind of fascinating, actually, but it just is so corny and everything, and like the way everything is designed, it's so corny, and you just die of cringe because you know that you love Keanu, and this isn't gonna hurt your love for Keanu. Nobody watched this movie and thought any less of Keanu, but the people who put it together, which are the Wachowskis, that they're trying to dig up their old properties for profit, and this just felt like an absolute cash grab, maybe funded a bit by people who were fans of the Matrix and were kind of like, hey, let's get this done, let's make another one. But it rolls out just the way that a bad fourth movie could ever expected. Everybody left the theater of this probably either loving it or hating it, and there was probably a lot of people who thought it was fucking hilarious as well, like me. I mean, to sum the Matrix Resurrections up perfectly, it's like if you go into thinking that this is a bad, funny movie, you're gonna have a great time. But as in a grand thing, I would give it like a 6 out of 10. It's just so 6 out of 10 material, and I mean 10 out of 10 Keanu is always 10 out of 10 Keanu. But I mean, he's just like, it's almost like he's having fun with this movie. It's good. It's a very very funny time. So on the bad funny scale, great. On the movie scale, 6 out of 10. And I can't wait to see other creators' opinions on this movie that I'm gonna go check out now. Because really, it's a very interesting movie. It's not very good, it's very corny. It has lots of fond member-bearing moments, and the fondness for Keanu drags immediately into your mind because Keanu's awesome. But I mean, in general, very decisive, divisive movie, not very great stuff. And as silly as dorky as this movie is, we still love you, Keanu. He's still just as breathtaking as he always will be. And he actually is a little bit more breathtaking now. And if you close your eyes, just imagine that all the John Wick movies are Matrix movies. Load the John Wick program, Mr. Anderson.
You're breathtaking.